Hi guys, welcome back to my illness series. Today we're going to be talking about Aspergillosis, but I want to give the disclaimer that I give in every video. Number one, I am not a licensed veterinarian. I am simply giving some information that I found online about these illnesses. Some are common, some aren't so common, but I really wanted to give you guys a full spectrum of potential illnesses so that if your ducks are seeing any of these symptoms, if you're seeing any of these symptoms in your ducks, that you can come here and it won't be just one long video with a bunch that you have to go slide through the video to try and find it. They're going to be individual videos that you can look at. Second, take your pet to the vet if you are unsure about doing any treatments at home. Do not treat at home. If there's a disclaimer on here that says do not treat at home, take your duck to the vet. Number three, I will be reading these symptoms and treatments off of my computer because I do not want to give you guys any misinformation and try and memorize it and then read it to you wrong and you take that wrong information and it's incorrect. So I'll be reading directly off my computer so I can give you guys the most accurate information I can. Aspergillosis. Aspergillosis is caused by a fungus called Aspergillus fumigatus, which is endemic in our environment. Aspergillus spores, yes, Aspergillus spores form on moldy grains, straw, and wood shavings. Moldy seeds are a large vector of disease. More serious forms of the fungus can be found when grain is harvested wet, such as in the cold season. These forms are highly lethal in small amounts. Aspergillosis is typically an additional disease to a separate infection. A bird fighting an infection is vulnerable to additional ones. If a bird suffers from long-term ailment, be aware of aspergillosis. It affects respiratory systems and tends to accumulate in the air sacs. Once infected, the fungus forms sticky and dense plaques, which are hard to remove. Telltale signs of aspergillosis include voice tone changes, voice loss, lethargy, decreased appetite, isolation, labored breathing, and later tail bobbing. Don't avoid any of these signals. The infection is fatal in ducklings and dire in adults. Antifungal drug treatment can be intense and lengthy, with even successful treatment potentially taking up to 6 months. Clean housing and ventilation keeps aspergillosis at bay, as well as the use of avian-safe fungicide spray after deep living space cleans. Avoid wet housing conditions and don't allow an avian living space to get too warm and humid in the winter, as Aspergillus spores can grow and be released from straw. If a barn has to be warm for some reason, substitute straw with wood shavings and ensure that their living space does not get too dusty, moist, or moldy. Aspergillus has also been known to impact humans, particularly the very young, old, or those in intense healthcare treatment regimens. In extreme cases, birds may need to be permanently separated from others to prevent disease spreading to the rest of the flock. Do not ignore the symptoms. That is the biggest takeaway from this video. Do not ignore symptoms. If you see any of these symptoms, immediately call your vet. Immediately. And isolate the bird immediately. That's my advice for that. Just immediately take the bird away. So, as always, I will take the symptoms that I mentioned in this video and I will put them in the description. So if you're in an emergency and just need to see the symptoms by themselves, they will be in the description.